Once upon a time, in a land where destiny was shaped by the choice of its heroes, a game would emerge to redefine how we play and imagine. Welcome to Fable, the series that captured the spirit of adventure and the allure of choice, blending humor, charm, and the consequence into a tale of the ages. Created by Lionhead Studios and the visionary Peter Molyneux, Fable was more than a game. It was a promise, a world where every decision mattered, where good and evil were etched into the very fiber of your character. From its humble beginning to an ambitious expansion, Fable has left an incredible mark on my memories. Especially now that maybe one day we have a new Fable game coming. I want to know why I love Fable 3 so much, and what I liked about it, and to what I think was a bad call from Lionhead. This is Why Do I Like Fable 3. One quick side note for Nvidia GPU users, during my playthrough I figured out that you can turn on VSync in the Nvidia control panel to make the game run at 60 FPS. If you get the chance to play the game on PC again, I would highly recommend doing it. Let's start with the story. You play as a prince or princess of Albion, tasked with overthrowing your tyrannical brother to become the ruler yourself. It's a classic tale of revolution, but what I love most is how Fable 3 blends the personal and political story.
I'll make him pay for what he did.
This is not a matter of personal vengeance. As long as your brother sits on the throne, Albion is in great danger.
The game forces you to make choices that define your character, not just as a hero, but as a leader. Do you keep your promise to the people? Or do you sacrifice morality to save Albion from impending doom? Sure, the choices may seem binary at times, but they made me feel the weight of leadership. Some of the choices seem very black and white. Do I build an orphanage or a bordello? Do I put the earnings of a treasure in my own pocket? Or do I fill the treasury to save the kingdom with it? During the stories, you get to have some choices too. Do I kill a mercenary who has been stealing and killing people from a town? Or do I spare him to let him fight on my side? All of this gets delivered with a serious tone, but this game has a lot of humor too.
Before we go any further, I'd just like to say one thing.
Oh, the humor. From the outrageous NPCs to the over-the-top quests like gathering chickens or posing for a cheesy statue, Fable in general has never taken itself too serious. And Fable 3 also has some outrageous and weird quests.
You lot just can't leave well enough alone, can you? Bloody literary tourists, bane of my afterlife.
The hero emerged into the light to find the evil Baron at bay.
Help me, hero. You're my only hope.
I, the Baron, shall tolerate your meddling no longer. My elite Hob Guard will take care of you. They hunger for human flesh.
Reaver rules! Reaver rocks! Oh, I love... Really? You'll try to get a pair of his undies? I can't believe it, that's great!
This is a world where you can dance with a villager 1 minute and accidentally fart in their face the next. And let's not forget the overdramatic villainy of Reaver. Voiced by Stephen Fry, the game's cheeky tone is just so British, and I love every second of it.
I'm not gonna take it anymore. There's only one thing for it. We have to stand up to Reaver.
But lying down is so much easier than standing up.
There is nothing so noble as embracing other cultures, and I, for one, could not be happier to count Aurora as part of Albion. But surely they must work for that privilege, and I happen to know just how to put them to good service. As someone whose home has overlooked the resplendent Bower Lake, I am pleased to declare the official protection of this natural wonder. May its water drown anyone who doesn't appreciate its beauty.
Albion itself is a character. The game's visuals might not hold up to modern standards, but the art style is timeless. From the cozy charm of Brightwall to the industrial grime of Bowerstone, every location feels alive and distinct. This is a new Fable era. This time, Fable 3 is set in a industrial era. What makes Albion special is how it evolves with you. As you progress, towns grow, people react to your decisions, and you truly feel like you're shaping the world. It's not just about saving the kingdom, it's about building it. The game does feel very limited. It only has a couple of map locations, so the game doesn't feel that big. And the weirdest thing about it is there isn't really a map function. You can check the map in the sanctuary, but most of the time you still don't know where you're going or where you are at. Another thing I adore about Fable 3 are the relationships. You can marry, adopt children, and even befriend villagers by completing their personal quests. These connections may be simple, but they bring a warmth and humanity to the game. And sure, your spouse might randomly decide to complain about you even after you save the world, but isn't that just marriage in a nutshell? Two relations you can't miss are the ones with Jasper and Walter, the two people who are with you since the beginning of the game. Jasper, voiced by the legendary John Cleese, is your butler, and when you get into the sanctuary, he will stay there and help you with everything. His voice is sort of like the Guildmaster's voice. Remember that?
You've received a new quest card. Your health is low. Do you have any potions or food? Hero, your will energy is low. What's that?
The second person is Walter, the man who helps you in the field with everything. You already heard him. But jokes aside, Walter is a great character, voiced by the late, great Bernard Hill, known from Titanic and Lord of the Rings. Now, I know Fable 3 has its flaws. The combat is straightforward and the RPG elements are streamlined. Maybe too much for some fans of the series, but for me, it's accessibility that makes the game fun. An interesting feature that I like are the weapons in the game. In the game, you have these hero weapons. And every time you level up your melee skills, these weapons change depending on how you play the game. So because I gave away a lot of money in the beginning, my weapon's handle started to change. Let's talk about the sanctuary. Instead of boring menus, you have an actual space to explore, where you can switch weapons, view trophies, and plan your fence. It's quirky, sure, but it's undeniably unique. But one annoying part was, in Fable 1 and 2 you could access your upgrade menu from the guild, or in Fable 2 even from your menu. But for this game they said, let's let the game decide. Which to me is very annoying. Luckily it sorta knows when you have enough skills to buy a new skill, it gives you the option. But would it have been so bad to access the skill menu from the sanctuary? The endgame is where Fable 3 really stands out. As a ruler, you have to balance your promises with the kingdom's survival. Every decision impacts the fate of Albion, and that constant push and pull kept me hooked. But that's also the point where the game starts to make weird decisions. The game tells you you have 1 year to get the kingdom ready. So, if you like me, started to invest in houses and get a lot of rent from people, you'll be fine. But if you just follow the game, the 1 year preparation is more like a couple of days, because the game skipped a lot of days, especially at the end. You go from 365 days to 339 to 294 to 252 to 121. And then all of a sudden it jumps to 1 day left. These jumps are insane and they don't let you do anything surrounding that. But I guess it's not about you surviving the game for a year, but it's about the choices you can make during that year. That's what made it memorable. Fable 3 doesn't just let you play as a hero, it makes you wrestle what being a hero really means. So, why do I love Fable 3? It's not a perfect game, but it's a game with heart, humor, and a world that feels alive. It's a game that makes me laugh, makes me think, and makes me care. I have owned this game since all the way back in 2011. That's the main reason I can still play it on PC. You'll probably get a better chance on getting it on Xbox One or 360. If you've never played it or wrote it off back in the day, I'd say give it another shot. Because at its core, Fable 3 isn't just about being a hero, it's about being a human. Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts about Fable 3 are. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Or something in between? And don't forget to like and subscribe for more gaming nostalgia. See you next time.